Hello! So today I'm gonna be speaking a little bit about the budget of living abroad or living in Spain, kind of what we spend in a month as a couple living here. Really just to give a realistic look, because I know that's something I was very curious in before also just moving away from home or moving abroad, kind of what the prices are like and what you can expect, how much do I need to save up, you need to know a few things before moving. So let's get into it. Okay, I have kind of put it into a few categories, and then first we have apartment. Now I live in Ibiza, and here the housing market is crazy extreme. Everything is super expensive. You get almost nothing for your money, and it's very difficult to find a place. With that being said, my boyfriend and I are now living in a 2-bedroom apartment for 1,600 a month, 800 in total if you divide it in two. My boyfriend does pay a little bit more than me, but we're just keeping it simple and clean now, so 800 per person. This is actually crazy good for Ibiza. Many places take 1,000 euros for just a little bit. It would take 1,000 euros for just a little room in a shared apartment, and that's actually also where we came from. We paid 1,200 in our last apartment, and that was a shared apartment with 9 other people, so it was a little bit crowded, and that's sometimes what you have to compromise with. I'll say that's just for Ibiza. If you live any other places in Spain, it should be much easier, much better. You should be able to find something with a better budget. 1,600 for Noah and I. Our consumption is included. So that means we don't pay water, electricity, or anything on top of that. We don't pay for Wi-Fi because this place didn't have Wi-Fi. That's only 5 euros a month. So it's really not bad at all, and it's like a 5G something. So it was just the first thing we could find because we were kind of in a hurry when we got here because we needed Wi-Fi. Yes, we had the data on our phone, but it's nice to have Wi-Fi for the TV and stuff like that. When you first move to a new apartment, you will have to pay a deposit and a bunch of other things, to be honest. In Ibiza, at least it's like that. You have to pay deposit, and your deposit is often like 3 months rent, pay agency fee, and some places are even doing rent in advance, so you have to pay 1 or 2 months in advance. Obviously can sum up to a big amount of money, so also have that in mind if you are looking. Obviously the months in advance and the deposit you should get back, and the months in advance, when you get to those months, it's really nice because then you don't have to pay rent for those months. But if you are moving, you need to know that how much you have to have in your savings. Keep that in mind, that you will probably have to pay 3 times rent. The next category I have is food or groceries. Noah and I, we pretty much started up by saying we have like around a 500 euro budget for the two of us for a month. I would say it goes up and down for every month. I would say we use about 360 to 400 euros in a month, especially here in summer because I eat at work and he's almost never home, so he always eats at home or at work as well. Previously, I would say it's around like 10-11 euros a day, which goes up to the 360-400. I will say the two of us eat out a lot, which is not at all necessary. I mean, it is nice if you like eat out once a month, but we eat out at least once every week, if not more. And this normally Noah does pay for. He pays for our dates. So for me, it's not actually included, but I'd say it's around like 50 euros for every time we go out. It's just us. We love enjoying a little night out, nothing crazy, but a little night out in Ibiza town. It's the best. Now that people are here and the season has started, it's so cute everywhere, and we love to get out in that. So that's why we eat out quite a lot, but definitely not necessary, and you can do it a lot cheaper. I would say for toiletries, normally I would say they were included in our groceries, but I did add an extra 20 euros for every month for toiletries, like toilet paper, different soaps like shampoo, conditioner, blah blah blah, you name it. For really cheap here, I guess you can pretty much everywhere, but that's why it's not the biggest, and since we're only 2 people, we don't use that much, so it's not that much a month. I don't even think it's 20 euros. I'm just keeping on the safe side here. For my next category, I have activities. What we would do for activities is we like to go out with our friends to a little bar, and this is nothing too crazy. It's just out some nights, a little beer, maybe 2. We don't go clubbing that much, which is crazy for Ibiza, but if you were to be a clubbing person, you would have to have in mind that it would be a lot more expensive. Entrance tickets are easily 100 euros, 130 sometimes for the big artists. With that being said, drinks in Ibiza are also crazy expensive. You can find drinks for, I don't even know, way too much. So if you are a party girl and you want to move to Ibiza or anything like that, keep this in mind. It is expensive going out. I guess you can always drink from home and then just buy the club ticket, but still the amount is gonna go up. We have this one bar that we'll go to and the beers are super cheap. Beer, like a pint of beer for like, I don't know, 3 euros. I have put out 50 euros per month for the bar trip, and that's for me alone. This also includes when I go out for a little coffee or anything like that with my friends. Shows every once in a while or something like that at the bar. I love bar food, I can't lie. My next activity is shopping. This is not something I do every month, that I go on a big shopping spree, and sometimes I go crazy, sometimes I don't buy anything at all for long. That's why I put out 100 euros for a month, and that's like pretty spread out. So obviously I use a lot more when I have my crazy months, and then when I have my I'm not buying anything months, it's even less. So I put 100. I do like to shop, but you know, sometimes I can control myself, so I can be good if I really have to. Last activity is a streaming platform, and that is Disney Plus. We share this with my sister, so it's only like 6 euros a month for the two of us, so that's really cheap. And I gotta be honest, the rest of the platforms we're still sharing with our parents. I don't even know if, I think they don't know we're still on there, but we might as well. Then of course you have to get around the island, so transportation. And for us, we have a scooter, like a motorbike scooter. For that, we fill it up, I'd say once a week, but it only takes like 5 years to fill it up, so that's like nothing. So that's around 20 euros a month, which is super cheap. We love it, and it's so convenient. It gets us everywhere. It's easy with parking. It's really, I can definitely recommend having a scooter instead of a car. So much more budget friendly, and also just easier to get around, to be honest. Scooter here you can find actually used on Facebook Marketplace for around 1,000 euros, maybe 1,200. Find some good nice deals. We were lucky. This is one that we got from a friend, or we're borrowing while we're staying here, so thank you for that. When I'm not out with Noah, I take my I have a little like electric scooter. I don't know what to call it. I'll insert a picture. A little like the children ones. This is also super convenient. At first I found it really embarrassing, but it's so good, I can't lie. And I take this to work every day because I don't have that long, and it's fine on the scooter. Obviously this one I don't have to fill up with gas, it's charged, so that's super nice and easy. I bought this scooter for 200 euros. I actually had one stolen, but I bought a new one. Super annoying that it was stolen, but it's fine. I have a new one now, so all good again. Obviously this is like a one-time purchase. You don't have to buy a scooter every month. You only have to do, well, yes, but they don't. I was unlucky. You only have to buy it once, and that's it, and then you're set. Before I got a scooter, I was driving around on a bicycle, which that also works. Now it's just summer and it's too much, it's too hot, but in winter I was definitely good with my bike. It took me the places I needed to go. We are living close to the center, so it's not because I have to go through the whole island to get where I need. The bicycle I found on Facebook Marketplace for 100 euros, so that's also super good. You can do it really cheap. Yeah, I think those are the expenses we have every month. Obviously some months are more expensive and some months are cheaper, but this is kind of like an estimate of what we normally use. That leaves out a budget of, or a spending of 1,220 per person, which sounds crazy, but it's not bad at all compared to also having food and rent and fun and whatnot. Again, I would say like 1,000 maybe to 1,200, something like that. Some months are even cheaper and some are more expensive. It really depends, but this is a good estimate. So yeah, that was pretty much all I had, and thank you for watching. I hope this was usable information. At least I feel like I would have found it helpful to know. Thank you. Bye bye.